What's going on, my nits, my wits, and everyone in between? Really good to see you guys. I just wanted to go over a few hands today and show you what tilting can look like. So I'm under the gun. I have the 10 and 9 of spades. Limp into the pot, and you can see everybody pretty much comes along with me. However, we flop the absolute nuts, and so the small blind decides to go ahead and bet out. Big blind folds. I just make the call here. I don't see a reason to necessarily re-raise unless I am scared of a set or two pair, which I am pretty far ahead of them right now. So I make the call and two others come along. The turn's an absolute brick. The small blind goes ahead and shoves for all in. I could raise here, but I in the moment decide to go ahead and just call to see if I can get anybody else to come along with me. I do get one potential caller. That last card is definitely not a good card for me. 8-7, 8-7, get there. 8-6 gets there. Pocket sevens, pocket sixes also get there. He goes ahead and bets out after I check. And I'm just not going anywhere in this situation. It's about 24 to win 72-ish dollars. But more than likely he's got the goods. However, I have seen him kind of pretty much jam with less. Also, 8x would probably do the same thing after I check just to see if they can get me off. And the original all-in has the lower part of the straight. I have the top end of the straight, and 6-8 is the hand that ends up beating me. Alright, so I change tables to see if I can change my luck a little bit, and I get in a sticky situation with 4-3 of spades. There is a raise in the big blind after everybody just limps in, and of course by the time he gets to me, I'm priced in, so I'm going to go ahead and make the call. And that's a decent flop for me. Not too much beats me. 5x, pocket 2s possibly, pocket 5s, maybe pocket 3s. The small blind checks into the aggressor. The aggressor makes it 80 cents. There are three other callers. I'm going to kind of test the waters and see where everybody's at. I bet I 3-bet $5. The big blind jams, so I definitely feel like I'm behind here, at least for him. However, Shrimp goes ahead and just makes a smooth call. So I decide in the moment, feels maybe like some weird draw or two overs, even though I block some of those combo draws. So I rejam all in, thinking if he is on some sort of draw, maybe my pocket, or excuse me, not my pair of threes are good, and I still have some outs as well. So I actually am kind of hoping for a call in this situation because he just smooth called like that. That's what's going on in my mind, at least. He does go ahead and make the call. And so I'm definitely behind with the pocket 10s, and I'm also behind with the 4-5 of hearts, which does make sense because he has a redraw to the straight as well. And we don't improve. So, as you can see, not going so good for me, and I try to get too creative and a little too active with this hand I could have easily just gotten away from. So I finally got a decent hand with pocket queens. Under the gun raises. We have a call, and then I re-raise about little less than 3x the pot, or 3x the bet. Under the gun just calls. The other person folds, so I definitely can kind of get rid of pocket kings, pocket aces, possibly ace, king, and queen, as far as what he could possibly have. Flop is not a great one for me, but I still have some outs. So he checks, and I'm just going to check back on this flop. 7 of hearts comes. He bets roughly half pot, and I'm coming along with him. See if maybe I can get lucky or if he's just trying to bluff into it. 10 of diamonds is probably not a good card for either one of us, so he checks, and I am happy to check back with him. And I am definitely shocked to see ace-3 unsuited there after the raise and just calling my 3-bet. But, hey, that's poker, and that's what happens. So that starts to kind of set in with me a little bit and kind of puts me a little bit more on tilt. All right, so I am in the small blind. I'm going to go ahead and see the small blind special just calling here, and we're going to see a flop. Flop's not too good, but not too bad. I have a backdoor flush draw. I also have a backdoor straight draw, so I go ahead and check, and everybody checks along with me. Now, that's a good card for me. So now I have a flush draw, but I also have a potential straight draw. I'll go ahead and bet out since nobody bet on the flop, and then I have two callers. So I get what I'm looking for. I get the flush. I go ahead and make a 3/4 bet, and then Red Dog decides to jam all in. So Red Dog has been pretty aggressive, and he's been calling a whole lot. I've seen him make plays like this with less. So for me, this is kind of a no-brainer, even though there are some red flags up. And I just make the call. And we flip our cards over, and I see the bad news. So nothing right now is working for me, and I am definitely getting a little irritated and agitated. So I switch tables one last time to give it a go and see if I can pull something out of my hat. And last hand that we're going to go over, and definitely not least, is with my good buddy Egg Roll Poker here. He had just 3-bet me pretty light, and I had raised pretty light. So him 3-betting me here, it could be a whole multitude of things. He is definitely super capable of doing this. I start off by raising, and then he 3-bets. I decided to jam all in for his 3-bet, thinking he's going to get away from it. If he calls, he could potentially call light, but he could also be at the top of his range. He goes ahead and makes the call, and he is definitely at the very tip top of his range with pocket aces. So we go ahead and run it out. He decides he wants to run it 3 times. I oblige, and I don't hit any of the boards, as I probably shouldn't in most situations. And that is the last hand that I play. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to show what tilting can kind of look like. And to be honest with you, as it gets worse and the variance just kind of isn't going your way, it just kind of sits on you. And the best thing to do really is to reconvene, maybe recenter yourself. You definitely don't want to be kind of in a tilty headspace, because 2 of those hands I really could have avoided, the 4-3 and the 8-4, to be honest with you. The other hands, maybe not so much, but I should have been able to save a little bit there. I got off, and I stayed off for a little bit, got back on, and won some of that back later on, but definitely not the best day for me as far as poker went. So I just wanted to kind of show you what tilt looked like. The worst thing to do is always trying to catch the money that you've lost. A lot of times you'll put yourself in really, really sticky situations and make really poor decisions, as you can see that I did here in a lot of those situations. So if you feel like you're in that mental space, just leave it alone, go do something else, think about something else, and then come back when you're ready to play whatever solid poker that you have been working on. All right, that's it for now. I will see you guys on the felt. Take care.